Over in Westmoreland, there is a somber mood in the community of Redgate, close to Cave District in Westmoreland, as residents are struggling to come to terms with the death of chef supervisor Rowan Thumper Simpson, who was gunned down in front of a popular resort in Negril on Monday night. Reports are that the 48-year-old had just left work at the resort at the time of the incident. He is a quiet person who doesn't keep company. Him just work and go home. The only time I see him is when him going work. One resident of the community speaking on a condition of anonymity on Wednesday morning. Me feel shocked to know something like this happened to Thumper. Why things happen to the quiet people? Him don't idle, and he's no troublemaker, the man lamented. Donald Simpson, Ron's cousin, said he became worried when he did not get home at his usual time and feared something had gone wrong. I realized I called his phone and Mena get him. So I call him sister and me hear him sister cry, the grief-stricken cousin said as he fought to hold back tears. The 62-year-old man said he raised the now deceased as his son and is saddened by his gruesome death. He's jovial person. Him no go out, him just go work and him come in. And when I'm there off, sometimes stay in and sometimes him just go and hang with his friends, the distraught cousin said of the chef supervisor, who many describe as hardworking. Another resident said, the community is shaking up, man. Everybody bawl. A good youth. Him sick and blind, ear and deaf. Me and him grow like brother. When me hear in at the 10 o'clock, me couldn't sleep. Everybody come out the Monday night and I wonder if I really Thumper. The police have not given a motive for Simpson's murder. However, a senior police source said his murder appears to be a hit. Reports from the police are that about 10:20 p.m., Simpson completed his shift and was entering his car when he was pounced upon by unknown assailants in a Toyota Axio. The men then exited the vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting him several times before fleeing the scene. The now deceased was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced. Investigations are continuing in this case and is asking anyone with information that could assist them in gaining more information on this case to contact the police. Over in Montego Bay, an American tourist has been fined after causing significant disruption and disorder at Sangster International Airport as she prepared to leave the country on Tuesday, January 23rd. The woman, who is said to be a dentist, was taken to Cornwall Regional Hospital after she shed her clothes and fought back as police officers and airport employees tried to subdue her. The accused woman, who was represented by attorney-at-law Mark Williams, appeared in the St. James Parish Court for the first time on Monday. She was dressed in a black jacket, white blouse, and black pants and appeared calm. She could also be heard conversing intelligently with her attorney and a relative during breaks in the proceedings. Her lawyer asked that she not be identified by name to save the family and any further embarrassment. On Monday, Williams informed the court that his client's family struggles with mental health issues. She herself has always been a high-functioning person and one who has functioned at the highest level in her profession, but it appears as if she had a psychotic episode that morning, the attorney said. He also told the court that his client is on anxiety medication. Presiding Judge Keisha Grant Price' primary concern was determining whether the accused was capable of entering a plea. She did not want to proceed if the woman had a mental illness or was not mentally competent to enter a plea. However, Williams informed the court that according to his instruction, his client was deemed fit to plead, but no psychotic evaluation report was on file. If she wasn't taken to the hospital for injuries or mental issues, why wasn't she taken to the lockup and dealt with in a particular way in relation to the offenses that were laid before her? Why was she kept at the hospital? Judge Grant Price asked. In response, the attorney informed the court that the police officer had stated that, based on his observations, he believed the hospital was the best place to take the woman. The accused woman was subsequently given an opportunity to plead, and she pleaded guilty to indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. She was fined $50,000 or 20 days in jail for resisting arrest, $1,000 or 5 days in jail for indecent exposure, and $1,000 or 5 days in jail for disorderly conduct. According to the police report, on January 23rd, at about 11 a.m., the defendant was seen and heard behaving boisterously in the departure terminal. She also stripped naked and got into a physical confrontation with a police officer. A video that has been circulating on various social media platforms showcases the woman's behavior at the airport in a concise 3-minute clip. The footage reveals her shedding her clothes and behaving in a disruptive manner. In addition, the video depicts her engaging in a physical altercation with one of the law enforcement officials who was trying to restore order, but she was unrelenting. After several minutes of intense confrontation, the woman was eventually escorted to Cornwall Regional Hospital, where she received medical attention. Legal charges were subsequently filed against her. This case was such a sad situation because this lady was going on so bad. At one point she was tearing out herself and so on, and it just was painful to look at. I still don't think that she was mentally capable to even plead in court. But I guess they wanted it over and done with, so it was the best route for her to go. In Kingston, a man who was implicated in the robbery and the murder of a taxi operator on Nance Drive in Kingston on Tuesday, December the 19th, 2023, has been arrested and charged. Dead is Anthony Wilson, otherwise called Skipper or Skip, a taxi operator of Key Road and Richmond Park in the parish. Charged is 21-year-old Kevin Brown, otherwise called Bams or Bam Bam or Bamma of Trinidad Road, Kingston. Brown is charged with murder, conspiracy to murder, robbery with aggravation, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. According to the investigation, Brown, along with an accomplice, reportedly chartered the service of Wilson through a transportation application to pick up a female passenger from Greenwich Road, Kingston. Upon arrival in the area, Brown and his accomplice, both armed with guns, boarded Wilson's vehicle and forced him to drive to Nance Drive. During the incident, the perpetrators reportedly robbed Wilson of his iPhone. Brown allegedly ordered Wilson to exit the vehicle, and when he resisted, he was dragged from the car and subsequently shot and killed. The assailants fled the scene in Wilson's white Nissan AD Expert motor car, which was later found on Barbados Road in Kingston. Investigation led to Brown's arrest and charge following an interview in the presence of his attorney on Saturday, January the 27th. It must be so frightening as a taxi operator. Every day you go out there and you don't know what will happen, because somebody just charter you to go somewhere and you're not expecting that could be your last charter. And at the same time, the good suffer for the bad, because somebody will genuinely want a charter, and based on what is going on, you might not want to carry that person. It's like you can't win, but you have to survive. But these people are making it so hard for you to survive. It's just absolutely crazy. Over in Westmoreland, a daring attack on a 91-year-old woman. She said, "Me frightened till me almost dead." That is how the 91-year-old woman who was raped in Darlington, Westmoreland, recounted. the traumatic ordeal that has turned her world upside down. The woman recounted how on Monday she was awakened by a noise at her window, only to find a stranger inside her house. After seeking medical attention for the assault, the elderly woman who has returned home, her grandson facing criticism for allowing her to live alone, is appealing to the government for assistance to bring her to a safe haven. He stated that he is unable to provide better care as other family members have reportedly abandoned her, and me alone everything depend. Me can't manage, the distraught man said, noting that her son, who used to care for her, is now deceased. Recalling the night his grandmother sought his help, the distressed man said, "She was crying out my name. I was so frightened. I feel bad about it because she came over my yard 1:30 a.m. and me and her talk and then me call the police," he added. He also alleged that this was not the first time his grandmother had been sexually assaulted. "I am asking for help from the government. I want somebody to take her where she can be safe. My heart will feel better," he said, while noting that he has to be on the lookout for her. The woman, 91-year-old, was seen struggling with a crutch in one hand and a basin in the other as she attempted to reach the clothesline to hang out her laundry. Recounting the incident that left her heartbroken, she said, "Lord have mercy. Him pull the blade and come in, and me I say, how him come up that high place there? Two sticks around the back, as is it him use climb up and come in. Him come over me and hug me. Me frightened him almost dead," she said. She highlighted that she asked the perpetrator to stop. One resident who assisted the elderly woman to the hospital last year after the first rape incident echoed calls for her to be taken to an infirmary to prevent a reoccurrence of this incident. "These people are so heartless. It is really hard," the woman bemoaned. Meanwhile, another resident emphasized the need to capture the perpetrator. At the second time now, the police them need to act now, said a concerned resident. Reports from the police are that the elderly woman was alone at home in her two-bedroom boarded dwelling house when she was awakened by a strange sound from her rear window. She then saw a man in her room who reportedly sexually assaulted her against her will. According to the police, entry to the house was gained by removing several louver blades from her rear window. According to the police, the man responsible is still at large. In the meantime, Member of Parliament, candidate for Westmoreland Eastern and General Secretary for the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell, described the incident as one of the most evil, depraved, diabolical, dastardly, wicked act that has ever been committed against a human being. To think that someone would violate an elderly in the manner speaks to a degrading of values within aspects of our society, and we can only hope and pray that God will touch the hearts of these individuals who are so callous to even contemplate such an act, and that He will transform their ways so they can repent of this evil thing that is afflicting them. Campbell also shared that he is in discussions with persons at the municipality to relocate the elderly woman to a much safer place. Boy, this is just crazy to think that at 91-year-old, and I bet it's not an old person doing that. It take a young person, if you look how high the window is, to climb up there and go do that. These youths, man, they don't have no control over their hormones, man. And probably it's all this person that did it the first time, come back and do it a second time. It is sad though, no respect for our elders. Tell us that Jamaica is decaying so fast in all aspects. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.